A very warm welcome everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Nick, we're on the Commodore 64, and as you can see we're going to be having a look at Pitstop II, published by Epyx in 1984, and was the sequel to the original Pitstop from 83, which we haven't yet reviewed. It's a Formula 1 racing game for 1 to 2 players. You can do single races or full championships, and there's very clever use of split screen on this, different levels. You've got rookie, semi-pro and pro. I think we'll leave it for rookie for the time being, and we'll just do an individual track first of all. Now it's 1 to 2 players, but if you haven't got a human player to play against, you will compete against the AI computer. There are 6 different tracks in this: Hockenheim in Germany, Sebring in USA, Brands Hatch England, let's put a name in for myself, let's be imaginative, Nick. We got Watkin Glen in USA, I'm not sure if these are real tracks, Roveren in France and Valenga in Italy. So here we go, I believe I'm the one at the top. There I am, yes, wiggling about. So this looks quite clever. You can see your fuel going down. If you do any races above about 3 laps, you have to pit. Clever use of the map on both sides. This is great. So you can see where you are on the dots there. No manual gears, just slow down and speed up around the corners. If you stray off the track or hit the rumble strips, you will take damage. And if you bump into cars, you will take unseen damage as well. Too much damage and the car retires from the race. Like the engine sounds here. Yeah, this is brilliant. Why didn't I own a Commodore 64 as well as a Spectrum back in the day? I've seen some screenshots of the original Pitstop. Doesn't quite look as good as this, but you wouldn't expect it to because this is an evolution. Get out the way, car. Car's not weaving about. Oops, computer opponent's gone past me, but I go through on the inside. Now this looks like a quite addictive game. I think it's going to be tricky. I'm not sure how much damage the car can take. Now, as I say, you can do pit stops, which I haven't practiced, but we'll try and do a pit stop in this race, just to see what it's like. And I think you have to position the fuel guy and the tyre guy as quickly as you can to do an effective pit stop. Split screen is really nice to see in the 8-bit era. The only other split screen I've probably seen on the Spectrum is Scalextrics, which isn't quite as good as this. Another good one on the Spectrum is 4K Race. But that isn't split screen, that's a Formula 1 game, and this is a bit better than that. So Pitstop 2, I would say if you owned a Commodore 64 back in the day, this is a must-have game. Looks like a classic to me, and I am enjoying it a great deal. Check out the fuel going down, you see your lap times in the middle. Very easy to look at what's going on beneath you in the lower screen to see where your computer opponent is. It looks like it's behind me at the moment. But don't let that confuse you. Each track, I believe, it looks very similar to the others, although the layout's the same. You still get the same rumble strip, there's no buildings or anything like that. Would have liked to have seen Monaco in a Formula 1 game. I think that is a must if you're doing Formula 1. But we wouldn't have seen the tunnel anyway, so perhaps we can let it off. 6 tracks is quite generous for cassette tape. So we're on lap 2, going 251 something or others. Now I'm making a mistake going too quick around these corners. Probably go a lot slower than what I'm doing. Hockenheim. They don't race at Hockenheim anymore at time of recording in Formula 1 at least. What is your favourite Formula 1 game on the Commodore 64? Let me know. A lot of people have told me to play this one, recommended, so this might be the best one. I think Pole Position came out on the Commodore 64 as well, so maybe we should have a dive into that also. But it's going to be hard push to beat this one. A good one on the Spectrum, which like a cockpit view, was Checkered Flag. Be interesting to see if that made it over to the Commodore 64 for old time's sake. But good engine sounds on this. The frame rate is great. And the racing games I've played so far on the Commodore 64 have been top notch. So they've been Stunt Car Racer, Buggy Boy, and now this. Fuel's getting a bit low. Get out of the way. Now normally if you crash into another car in Formula 1, it's game over straight away. Did you own this one back in the day? I don't think this made it to the ZX Spectrum. I don't think it did, which was a shame really. Continental Circus did. Quite a few Formula 1 games to choose from. Maybe I should do a video of all the Formula 1 games reviewed on the channel so far. Maybe. A lot of good ones, a lot of bad ones. Right, pit stop. What do I do here? I've manoeuvred in. I think we need to put this steering wheel on the person we've got to move. This is the slowest pit stop of all time. So I click on him. Is he clickable? I don't think we're winning the race anymore. This is the worst pit stop of all time. Let's move him. Oh, here we go. So let's move him in. We'll change one tyre. Oh, why is there only one pit crew, man? It'd take ages to go around. Let's put some fuel in. There it goes. The yellow bar's going up. I believe if you leave him too long, the yellow bar goes back to the end again. So we've got to get him off at the right point. Right, let's hit the track again. Good. So that's been interesting. So that's how you do a pit stop. Maybe not quite. But you get the mechanics there. We might let the computer do his own pit stop later on. See if we can get that on footage to see what a good one should look like. But I'm very much going to be in second place here. Worst pit stop of all time. I don't think you need to make a pit stop if you're just doing 3 laps. But I think it repairs some of the damage as well. Look at the dots on the map. I think the computer might be coming up to the finishing straight. Just a few corners. He needs a disaster for us to catch up and overtake him. So after this I might whack up the difficulty. See if that makes a bit of a difference. And we'll do a few Grand Prix Championship circuits. Where you must win the championship by getting the most points possible. I bet you didn't know that. So I think Formula 1 back in the day seems a bit odd now. Only had about 10 races in the championship. But money takes over, TV money. And then it went to 16 for a while when I was at school. Now it's into the 20s, isn't it? I wouldn't be surprised if there's 50 at some point. Very expensive to get into Formula 1. Yeah, he's won the race with a time of 4:29. I think we've only got a limited amount of time to complete this, then it'll finish. But you definitely need a human player here. I think with a human player it's going to get quite exciting. I mean, I like Lotus Esprit on the Commodore Amiga. That was my first experience of split screen gameplay, which was excellent. Did Pitstop 2 or Pitstop come... Oh dear, we're out. Did Pitstop 2 or come out on the Commodore Amiga? Let me know. I haven't come across it, but if it did, maybe I should check that out. So it did not finish. Check out these names. Tina Turbo. She's simply the best. Well, 9th best there. Yeah, so we'll do a championship now. I think we've mastered this. There's all the tracks, as I told you there. 2 ones in, yeah, Grand Prix circuit. Right, we'll do that. Yeah, that sounds good. I should keep it to rookie, really, but we'll see what semi-pro's like. We won't go to pro. Probably with semi-pro, you can't damage the car as much. Start the race. Oh, name again. Let's be Nick. Not to get confused with Nicky Lauda, of course. I would speak louder, but the microphone might cut out. Go! I seem to get him off the start. No qualifying laps in this. Just two cars there. You always start on the front row of the grid. I presume there's cars behind us. I don't know where that car was. That certainly wasn't on the grid. So it's not a true simulation, really. It's like an arcade game. You will see periodically cars in your way. They're going slow. You must drive around them. A bit like 4K Race on the Spectrum. Check that one out as well. Not as colourful as this, but games on the Commodore 64 tended to be, well, they handled colour a lot better. Tend to be a lot more colourful than the Spectrum one. There we go. Different sorts of systems, really. I'm slowly getting used to this system. Both are good in their own ways. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm not going there. But I grew up with the ZX Spectrum, a bit shielded from the Commodore 64, and I'm only getting into it now. And I must admit, I do feel like a kid with a new computer. It's like Christmas at the moment with these. Eventually we're going to run out of the good games, and then we'll see what it was really like. But this is great. Great stuff. I'm a fan of this game. Right, let's keep weaving. I'm up the top, remember. I'm a red car. Well, red and bluey car. Maybe a Ferrari. And below is a bluey car. Don't know what that is. Let's pretend it's a Williams. Normally it would have had yellow on it as well. Early 80s, well, mid-80s I would say, 84. So the track is, no matter what course you're on, it's pretty similar. You've got straights, these sweeping bends. There's no real tight first gear hairpin bends on this, despite what the map says. Look at the map. That's not really the bend we're going round. So it should be a really tight first gear bit. Oh dear, get out of the way. Oh no! Yeah, semi-pro was a mistake. I only lasted 1 minute 22. I duffed up the front of the car on that back marker. Yeah, we can't seem to escape out of this. We need to watch the opponent do all 3 laps. We might do it sometime later here and get into the next race. Yeah. Well done, computer opponent. I need to be a bit more careful with my overtakes. I'm being a bit like Max Verstappen here. Yeah, he's definitely won alright. Oh, he's done a pit stop. Right, let's see what a pit stop should look like. So you manoeuvre your fuel man in. While he's doing that, you get your tyre man in to change some of the tyres. What a nice sound. That's a very satisfying sound, that, of him changing the tyres. Yeah, so this is what I should have done when I was going around. Perhaps that's a Ligier car. Yeah. Okay, we'll probably fast forward now till the end of the race. Well done, him. So in summary, you have to watch your tyre wear and your damage and your fuel. Nick, DNF, another DNF for me. He come fourth. Raymond Roll Bar won. Just ahead of Tina Turbo and Dipstick. Next race, off we go. Right, Nick, don't damage your car. Right, we always get off to a great start. We pull away with our great traction control system, which I just made up. You'll see the horizon looks identical to the other tracks that I did. So it's always the same, more or less. Just that some of the bends are in a different order. I'd like an oval. That's probably my standard here on this one. So arcade racing championship style thing. Maybe 4K race on the Spectrum was influenced by this. Alright, here we go. I do like these sounds. These are welcome sounds. I think the Commodore Amiga version, if there had been one, would have been fairly similar to this. Maybe were going a bit quicker. But I'm really impressed with the speed on this. With racing games in particular, well, all racing games, but 8-bit, where they're going to struggle with speed and graphics, because quite often there was a balance they was trying to get. But this one's got it just right. Another absolute corker. Would have liked a few roadside obstacles, but maybe that's pushing it. Maybe the system couldn't do that. Good, good, good. Right, okay, we're doing okay so far. Get past this fella. I'm taking the whole deal. I don't think I'm going to survive this. The car's hitting the rumble strip quite a lot. I need to calm down around the corners. Yeah, I'm taking damage again. I mean, check out the guy below, the computer man. He sometimes drops about 130, does he, round the corners? Just got to be super patient like a real Formula 1 driver. And that's not really my style. Hugging the bend. Come on, you can do this. Can we? Maybe. 120. Oh, this is a really slow corner. Overtaking him on the outside. I'm not sure it's damage. I'm only on lap 1 and I've been clipping the side a lot. Oh! Probably got to do the last 2 laps of taking any damage at all, which is going to be a bit tricky. Traction, oh, it's not holding this bend very well at all. Imagine the excitement with a human player here. Maybe I should have pitted there. Right, lap 2. Lap DOS. Down, 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 down. Oh dear, we're out again. Boo! Hiss, this car's so fragile. So should have done rookie. I mean, whose idea was it for me to go up to semi-pro? I weren't ready for semi-pro. I should have been rookie as he wins. DNF for me. Tina Turbo wins. Penelope Pitstop third. Always likes to see her outside the wacky races. And maybe I should let him get away this time. I'll let him get away. And I'll just poodle along in the back there. Hopefully when we get to lap 3, I hit the super boosters and get past him. That's what we'll try and do. Right, we'll take it easy this time. See if I can last my car to the end of the race. 3 laps, although you can put it a lot higher than that if you want to, if you're feeling good. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how many cars are on this race circuit. Okay, you don't see a distance-ometer, so you don't see how far your opponent's ahead of you. You just got to use the map. Right, he's just gone past a blue car. Is that the same car? I think that's a different one. He's going to, yeah, okay, right. I think I've let him get away too much. What you should do is get an early lead and then just poodle around, being careful around the corners, and then just make sure he doesn't overtake you. That seems like a good system, but I'm going way too slow now, too casual. If I was in the lead, I could sort of like block him, but I'm not. Horizon looks, well, the same as the other tracks before. No course designer in this. I don't think the computer could have taken it. But some clever chap might have, or girl might have programmed that. Who knows? Right, I've survived a minute without the car blowing up. That's good. So this game, I think, outside the rookie mode, is quite tricky. But at the same time, quite manic, quite fun. If you're into Formula 1 or just racing games in general, you would have got quite a lot of fun out of this. 1984, I don't think there was too many alternatives in terms of racing games at the time. Commodore 64, this is the bit where someone corrects me and says all the racing games are 84, but as I say, I'm a bit of a noob to this system. Boom. Right, here we go. Well, we've been here we're going for a while. Can we get to lap 3 without the car exploding? Doesn't tell you what position you're in, so I haven't been paying attention. I don't know if I'm in first or second. Would have liked to have seen that on the screen. That would have been quite easy to do. Unless it's there somewhere and I can't see it, but it's definitely not there, is it? I can't see a 1 or a 2 position. Come on, just concentrate. Oh, someone's over. Is that him again? No, that's someone else. Right, I've just going round the corner so slow. The computer opponents are going, the computer AI men are going past me. Come on, Nick. You can do this. Just go to the end. Still on lap 1. Right, he's just got onto lap 2. I'm on lap 1. So that's the distance. Oh, he's got a big lead. He's got a big lead to me. Oh, man. This is probably over 30 seconds, the lead. Yeah, he's got a huge... He might be even half a lap ahead. I don't know how that happened. I think he must have an illegal car. Right, lap 2 now for me. Check him for illegal fuel and illegal bits on the car. So my tactics of letting him get away was a bad one. Try and get in the lead. Don't go outside rookie mode. Now, what's it like on pro mode? If you played this a lot as a kid or recently, then let me know. Is pro mode super difficult? Does the car crash immediately? See if I can wheel him in over lap 2. No, don't stray off too much. I don't know why. This is reminding me a little bit of F17 racing or Formula 1 by the Team 17 guys. F17 Championship, I think that's called. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that back up again. Oops. I think the car's broken. The car has broke. Well, I didn't get to the end of any race. Definitely need to be on rookie. Yes, there we go. He's done it again. Well done him in his lovely blue car. I'm not jealous at all. Earl Sump. Le Mans, whatever that says. Epyx driver, good. Well, I hope you liked having a look at that. Obviously, I need a lot more practice, but it's a really good game. We'll have to look at the first one at some point, Pitstop. But that was Pitstop II on the Commodore 64, published by Epyx in 1984. Thanks for watching that one as always. Got any comments about that, similar games, or anything retro, then please put that below. If you want to help the channel grow and survive, then please consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you want to help it that little bit more, there's patreon.com/njenkin. Every bit helps, and I'm truly, truly grateful. Until next time, take great care of yourself and have very fun. Goodbye.
Goodbye.